The world's oceans provide so many benefits. It produces over half of the world's oxygen and absorbs 50 times more carbon dioxide than our atmosphere. The ocean covers 70% of the Earth's surface, and it helps regulate our climate and our weather patterns. It also just generally vast and beautiful. Without the ocean, our planet would be one of the billions of lifeless rocks floating endlessly in the vastness of the inky black void. Unfortunately, a world without clean oceans is suddenly a lot closer to becoming reality. One of the main issues tormenting the ocean is plastic soup. It's on the beach, in the oceans, and it's causing us harm. At least 8 million pieces of plastic are entering the oceans every single day. We're using more plastic than ever. It's durable, cheap to produce, and we're consuming it at a staggering rate. All the molecules it contains do not come forward in nature. This makes the decaying of plastic extend for years and most of the time, decades. But don't take my word for it. To understand all the different sides to this problem, we talked to 3 different experts in their own field. The first one we talked to was Raymond Wallet. He is a politician and will give us a better insight to what the government is doing. The second one is Julia van Rooij. She is an influencer and activist trying to help people. And at last, Lloyd Edwards, who is a volunteer at WWF.
We're using about 3 billion plastic bags annually here in the Netherlands. Largest part of this ends up in garbage bins or in the environment. So what we want to do is to raise awareness with consumers, with users, that they are aware of what the products are that are being released in our environment and how it is damaging our environment. Okay. Basically, my opinion specifically doesn't matter directly, but it is what is the best use for the improvements that are being brought into the European Union. One of the big things is there's opportunities that are being withheld from companies right now, so that we can create new jobs, but still we have to create awareness for all the people that we have to, turn over everything first so that we can understand that we can have a world without plastic. In this present world we're living, it is very easy to get all information by hand. I want to take you on a journey to my youth. When we were young, we would have to go to the library. We would have to make appointments to get some books to read. Nowadays, people can open up the internet and all the information is at their feet. So take some time to look to documentaries concerning the full environmental happening of our world. You can look for information on Google, but I would say myself personally, take the time to look around your house and where you're living, what you're using and how you can dispose of it. And if you have questions, then go to the internet.
I started actually by realizing that these days now we have a very big reach online and via social media and via the internet and stuff. Basically, I'm a very active surfer, and surfing brings you to places where it's very, you actually want to find places where there's not that many people in the water and with empty beaches. But if you're on a beach like that and you manage to find some traces of humans, it just breaks your heart. Sometimes you're just paddling through a lot of plastic soup, and sometimes when you duck dive and get up, it's like, whoa, what's that in front of my face? Yeah, it's the worst. Yeah, that's definitely keeping me motivating. So it's a very interesting question too, because I got really bothered about it because my vision is that I don't want to try to point fingers towards people. So my vision is basically to be enthusiastic about solutions and about motivating, really trying to inform and to inspire basically how I'm trying to do it, because apparently for some people it works inspiring.
I'm highly motivated. I've got a fantastic team who are inspirational to me as well. But the most important thing, I believe in the environment. It's about animals. It's also about human rights. It's the biggest threat we face, and it's something that everybody should take responsibility for. Individuals, corporates, and governments. The plastic soup is devastating for our ocean marine life. It's also devastating for people who rely on fish for food. But I think one of the most important aspects is what we can do to reduce our single-use plastic. So if you look at the supermarket shelves, there's so much single-use plastic there. 4 big downsides. It's polluting. It's bad for our health to drink out of plastic bottles. The big companies package up water, which should be free, and also fizzy drinks, which is all good news. But plastic itself is an oil products derivative, so that means that it's actually slowing down the transition from fossil fuels to more sustainable energy. So it's up to us to recognise those downsides and take action to reduce our single-use plastic. That's the biggest contribution we can make to plastic soup. We do a lot of beach cleaning with academic institutions such as schools, universities, and also companies. We've probably done about 15 or 20 beach cleanings in the last 5 years or so.
After we did all this research, we were curious to see what the population does, how much plastic they use, and what they are doing to stop using it.
I would say maybe 4.
Within a week, I will use every day besides the weekend plastic, because when I go to work or school, I do use the boterham zakjes. But I'm trying to look for maybe a bowl or something so I could put my sandwiches that is recyclable.
Oh, 10.
Every day, but I try to use less plastic, but it's hard since everything is made of plastic. Pretty much.
Every day is plastic.
Such as not the metal straws but the paper straws. So also instead of plastic boards, I use now paper boards. So little by little, I noticed that they're finding more solution for other solution besides plastic, and yeah, trying to live that green life.
I use plastic straws. I have like the metal and the bamboo shit. I try, when I go to Starbucks, I have my own mug.
Paper bags, and yeah, that's basically it. I don't know what else is there to use. So my own bag, which I reuse, and paper bags.
Yeah, I try to use like the paper bags in the supermarket and all that, but it's really difficult like to change that.
Well, I don't think so. Maybe bags and just that. I don't know. I just, for example, when I go shopping, I don't really take the shop bags, the bags that they give you. So, well, the plastic bags. So I try always to take my own bags.
I did used to go, what I would used to do a lot was specifically globe cleaning. They have groups they have people that forms group and go to parks, off beaches, and clean plastic, whatever garbage we find on the beach, and that is something I do up to today.
Yeah, I think that recycling is really good, and I think that here the city is really prepared for that. You have like the trash cabins and all that to separate the things, so I think that is better.
It has become very obvious that the world has a plastic problem, and it is snowballing. But so is public awareness and action. Different countries all over the world are restricting single-use plastic, styrofoam containers, and plastic straws. People and environmentalists are protesting and making the changes necessary to educate and lessen not only plastic use, but plastic production as a whole. Now that we have almost come to an end of the video, we were curious to see what we could do better. So we asked our experts, what would you say if you had everyone's attention?
Take some small steps. baby steps.
I'm basically trying to live following the 5 R's: refuse, reuse, reduce, repair, and rethink.
And volunteering is a fantastic way of doing that.
We only have one planet Earth, and we must take care of it. It has given us so much, and the least we can do is to reciprocate. And you? What would you say if you had everyone's attention?